Each country has its own culture. Each country has its own habits and things working with horses. This morning I walked the dogs on the field and I saw one of our neighbors working on the land with his horses. And he's got these horses which we call the cold-blooded horses. He's collecting the food for the winter time. It's I don't know the English name. It's mangels in Dutch, but they're big carrots and they feed them to the horses, and the horses are busy with these carrots for a long time, so it's very good food. And actually this represents so perfectly, first of all, my culture, our Dutch culture, working on the land with these cold-blooded horses. It's a breed that is specially made for working on the land. It's a very calm breed, it's a very easy breed. They're big, they're tall, they're very high muscled. The only bad thing, and I know this man, he's also fights against the too early starting to ride these horses. They do that because these horses look so muscled and they look so mature. They're not. They are just like other horses, and the bad thing of these horses, not with him, but from other people, that these horses end their lives at a very young age. 9-10 years are normal ages for horses like this. And I think I agree with him that the main reason is that people think, they're mature because they're high muscled, so we can ride them. But actually that's not true. This is also representing culture, how the fillies used to go with the mothers. They worked on the land with these horses, and later on you will see how much land it is to work on. And it's all handwork. It's all work made by horses and people's, people power. There are 3 horses in front of the wagon, and you will understand soon why, because the load, this is very, very heavy. They used to bring the things of the country to the city too, and that was quite a lot of work. So these horses really have to be able to work, and they also have to be able to cooperate. This has, to me, nothing to do with submission. This is all cooperating, and he has these small signals for his horses to let them move. He can stop them very soon. And you can see on the way they pull the wagon how they have to put some force in it to get over this country. And I can assure you that our clay, we live on the clay ground, it's very, very heavy. It's really very heavy. And so he has to follow the lines where the tractor, the machine, was before. And then it makes it possible for his horses to pull this very heavy wagon. Culture, every country has its own culture. That was Pepsi. Every country has its own habits, and sometimes I think, we are exaggerating when it goes to this submission, because it's not about submission. That's what I think. It's about cooperation. And if you see how this man, and these horses weigh around 800 kilos or something, and I had to film it from a long distance because I was very sure that he was getting ready, because this wagon has its limits. So 800 kilos, if you want to make these horses submissive to you, you've got a lot of work. So it's more smart, and that's what the old farmers did, to cooperate with these horses. The fillies, for instance, used to walk with the mares, and so the fillies were getting used to the tack, to the wagon, to the sounds of the man, to the signals. I know they have special signals for going left and going right and halt. So the fillies already got used to it, and pulling a wagon is not as bad for horses as sitting on a horse. Sitting on a horse is very bad especially when it's too young, for the young bones. I know this man takes very good care of his horses, and he's a fighter according to welfare of especially these horses. Most of these horses, this breed, this is a Zeeuws cold-blooded horse. It's a typical breed of my part where I live. He wants to protect these horses, and he also wants to protect them against well, abuse. Actually, it's abuse. And then when you look back, there's this pony standing, and he's watching to what's happening, and you can see very clear the difference and the possibilities of people to breed all kinds of breeds. We were able to breed a pony of 80 centimeters and a horse this tall, only built on muscles, most of it muscles. These horses are, unfortunately, most of the time here used for the flesh, for the meat. And we also have another culture, and that's, well, they ringrijden. How do you say that in English? It's riding in gallop and trying to pull a ring, get a ring on a lance. It's a sport. Anyway, it keeps the breed the way it is. But this is, to me, the most beautiful thing to see this man working with his horses. And I think the pony of our neighbors has the same idea about that. He also is interested in how he's going. One of the most hard things to do is to get on the street again, from the clay to the street. So then it definitely has to be about cooperation. He has to be able to stop these horses immediately and let them walk forward if he wants to. So it's very precise, and actually this represents everything I would like to explain about cooperation, cooperating with a horse, no matter how big or how small he is, and being able to handle horses with care and with understanding. Because I can assure you, if these three, I think they're mares, get excited, then you got a whole lot of bunch kilos who are excited. And that's the older pony of the neighbors.